I signed the hematopoietic stem cell donation form at the hospital. Later, I successfully matched with a girl and volunteered to donate my bone marrow to her. But I never imagined that a year later her illness would relapse. At that time, I was pregnant and unable to donate. She said, "Then abort the baby. Wait until I recover and you can have more children later." Hearing her words, I froze, utterly speechless for a long time. What are you saying? This child took me 3 years to conceive. By what right do you tell me to abort it? The person who said this was Ashley, the girl I saved by donating marrow 5 years ago. That year, the surgery was very successful, and she recovered remarkably well. Being the same gender and age, we quickly became friends. What I didn't expect was that after her recovery, she showed no regard for her health. She smoked, drank, frequented bars, even engaged in extreme sports, and ate whatever she pleased. I thought since she had just recovered, I advised her many times to take care of herself. But she completely ignored me, saying she needed to make up for the years lost to illness. Honestly, for a healthy person, living that way isn't necessarily wrong. But for someone who had undergone a major surgery like her, how could her body possibly endure it? Every time I brought it up, she would say, "Just because I was sick, does that mean I don't deserve to eat and have fun anymore?" So, I gradually stopped saying anything. Our contact became much less frequent over the past 2 years. Until today, when she suddenly came to me, saying her illness had relapsed and she needed me to donate marrow again. When I heard she was sick again, I was truly shocked and also felt sorry for her. After all, it's rare for someone who has recovered to relapse. But thinking back to her reckless lifestyle over the past year, I wasn't surprised at all. And now, I was pregnant, so I subtly refused, saying I couldn't donate bone marrow. My husband and I had been married for 5 years, always hoping for a child, but it took 3 years to get pregnant. I only found out I was expecting 3 months ago, and I was overjoyed. These 3 months, I've been extremely cautious, nurturing my pregnancy, only daring to breathe a sigh of relief once the fetus was stable. I couldn't believe she would ask me to have an abortion to donate marrow to her. Was she out of her mind? Or did she think I was her personal bone marrow bank? Ashley brazenly said, "But I need the marrow now." I was so angry I laughed. "What does your need for marrow have to do with me?" Ashley glared at me. "You know I need marrow to save my life. How can you be so heartless? Are you just going to watch me die?" I replied coldly. "Your life or death has nothing to do with me. Am I your father or mother?" Ashley then said that I had registered as a donor and she was a perfect match. If I didn't want to, why did I register? Why wouldn't I save her? Wasn't I just using her to look good? I responded. First, I canceled my registration a year ago. Second, even if I hadn't, what right do you have to tell me to abort my child to save you? Ashley glared at me, her eyes fixed. "You're the one who saved me before. You have a responsibility, so you must save me again." I retorted. "What if I don't save you?" Ashley's face darkened. "Try not saving me." "Years ago, you saved me and received so many interviews, gained so much praise. You used me, now you have a responsibility to save me?" I scoffed. "Have you forgotten? You and your mother begged me to do those interviews. It was clearly because you wanted free treatment that you pleaded with me to go to the media. You used me to trick money out of kind-hearted people, and now you claim I used you. Bone marrow donation is supposed to be private, but somehow you found me and brought reporters to interview me, which made you famous everywhere. Good people also donated a lot of money to you, and even when the medical bills were covered, you still wouldn't stop. If I hadn't threatened to expose you, you'd probably still be exploiting your illness to deceive people. Now you're trying to threaten me? That's truly laughable." Ashley gritted her teeth. "But you gained a good reputation too." I said coolly, "I gained a good reputation because I genuinely saved you." Ashley continued, "If you saved me 5 years ago, why won't you save me 5 years later?" I replied, "5 years ago, I saved you because my health allowed it. Now, I won't save you because my body doesn't allow it. Furthermore, I advised you many times to take care of your health after recovering, but you smoked, drank, stayed up late without any restraint, and even accused me of meddling. Now your illness has relapsed and you want me to abort my baby to save you. Do you consider me your personal bone marrow bank?" At this point, I concluded coldly, "Ashley, let me tell you, I will absolutely not abandon my child to save you. Give up that idea." Ashley tried to say something more, but I stood up and left, unwilling to hear another word. When I got home, my husband, Daniel, had just returned from work. I couldn't help but tell him everything. Tell me, is she sick? She doesn't care about her own health and then turns around and forces me to save her. She's got problems in her head. Daniel nodded. Yes, she really does have problems. Then he looked at me. But darling, saving a life is more meritorious than building 7 pagodas. If your marrow is truly a match, why don't you save her? We can think about having children later. Just one sentence left me stunned speechless. My whole body trembled as I collapsed onto the chair. Daniel, what are you saying? Have you forgot? This child is a result of IVF. It took us so much to get here. But Daniel seemed unconcerned. I know, we can just do IVF again later. That one sentence made me slap him hard across the face. You animal, have you forgotten how much pain I endured for IVF? How can you have the nerve to say such words now? I am the only daughter in a well-off family in the Chaojiang region. Daniel was my college classmate. Although his family was ordinary, we had been in love for 5 years. He volunteered to be a live-in son-in-law at my house. For that, I was very grateful. According to the customs of his hometown, we provided the bride price and prepared a house and car. We had been married for 5 years, and our relationship had always been very good. My parents also hoped for grandchildren, and according to our customs, children are expected after marriage. It's just that his sperm quality was poor. With no other option, we were forced to choose IVF. Because of this, I received countless injections, endured immense pain, and both my skin and physique changed. And now, he was telling me to abandon this child to save Ashley. Was he crazy? Daniel, whom I had just slapped, immediately looked displeased, but seeing me like this, he instinctively tried to appease me. I'm sorry, darling, it's not that I don't sympathize with you, but isn't that Ashley the person you once saved? I just thought that since you had saved her before, you surely wouldn't be able to just stand by and watch her die, which is why I said those things. I'm sorry, I forgot how much suffering you've endured to have this child. At this point, it seemed he finally remembered what I had gone through, and he patiently tried to soothe me. I just thought you still wanted to save her. I'm sorry, darling, please forgive me. I looked at the man sincerely apologizing in front of me. On the surface, I forgave him, but in my heart I grew colder and colder. Why did he suddenly say such things? And more importantly, since when had he and Ashley become so close? I directly voiced my suspicions. Daniel quickly denied it. Close, not at all, it's just that I thought she was the person you once saved. You've always been a kind person, so I thought you surely couldn't bear to see her die, which is why I said that. But now you're pregnant, so of course you can't save her. I looked at him and said, that's right, it's not that I don't want to save her, it's just that I have a child now. After I give birth, or if I weren't pregnant, I would definitely save her. Daniel thought I truly believed him and nodded in agreement. That's right, that's right. I didn't say anything more, but I never expected that the very next day, Ashley and her father would come to my house together. Her father, Mr. Chen, said, Miss Emily, you registered to donate bone marrow, and my daughter happens to be a perfect match for you. Please save my daughter. If you change your mind now, you'll kill her. His words immediately attracted quite a crowd. Hearing him say that, many people started murmuring. She matched successfully and then changed her mind? How vicious. That's right, if it's a match, you have to save the person. Otherwise, why register? Wasn't she just trying to gain a false reputation? Isn't that harming others? Looking at the crowd in front of me, my gaze gradually turned cold. Before I could say anything, Ashley, looking pale, stepped forward. Please don't say that, everyone. I heard that Emily is pregnant, and regulations also state that pregnant women are not allowed to donate bone marrow. It's understandable that she doesn't agree. As soon as she finished speaking, the chattering crowd immediately fell silent. Clearly, everyone understood that asking a pregnant woman to donate bone marrow was unreasonable. But at that very moment, Ashley's father suddenly knelt down. Miss Emily, I know you're pregnant and can't donate bone marrow, but your marrow in the bank matches my daughter. She's in critical condition right now, and only you can save her. I know it's too much to ask of you while you're pregnant, but if you don't save her, she'll die. You can have more children later. Please save my daughter's life. Hearing this, the crowd started whispering again. That's right, you can have another child, but that girl will truly die without marrow. If it's a match, she has to save her. How can she be so irresponsible? Not saving someone isn't that indirectly harming them. If she can't donate now, she can wait until after giving birth, right? As soon as these words were spoken, Ashley's father immediately retorted, No, my daughter can't wait that long. I replied coldly, If you can't wait, then go report it to the police. Then I waved my hand and walked away. Ashley's father tried to stop me, but she held him back. Dad, don't say that. Emily also has her own difficulties. She continued, Emily, I just ask that after you give birth, would you agree to save my life? I looked at her with a faint smile. If my body can handle it, of course I can. Of course, I didn't believe he would give up so easily. Sure enough, immediately after, he opened his mouth and demanded I pay for chemotherapy. He said with a righteous air, after you give birth, I'll definitely have to undergo chemotherapy for the next few months. Otherwise, my body won't be able to handle it. It's because you're not donating marrow now that I have to have chemotherapy. So, the chemotherapy costs must be paid by you. Ashley's father immediately nodded in agreement. Right. You won't abort the baby to save my daughter. Now you're causing my daughter to undergo chemotherapy, so you must bear the cost of the chemotherapy. The shamelessness of this father and daughter duo made me so angry I burst out laughing. What? Do you really think I'm an ATM or a bone marrow bank? Have you no shame? Your daughter is sick, but by what right do you demand I pay for her chemotherapy? Ashley's father was just as bold. Isn't it because you refused to save my daughter? I replied coldly, first, I already saved your daughter once before. Second, over the past 5 years, she herself didn't take care of her body, smoking, drinking, frequenting nightclubs, indulging in pleasure. Now her illness has relapsed, and she wants me to abandon my child to save her, and even demands I pay for chemotherapy, as if I owe you something. As soon as these words were out, the people around were immediately astonished, looking at the Chen father and daughter. What? Someone already saved her once. She recovered but didn't take care of her health, and now she still dares to ask to be saved again? Exactly, she even clearly stated she would donate marrow after giving birth, yet they're still forcing her to pay for chemotherapy. Their attitude is as if someone owes them, truly ungrateful in life, demanding debts in death. Before long, no one stood with Ashley and her father anymore. Everyone began to criticize and curse them. The two of them dared not say anything more and quickly left. It's just that as he left, Ashley's father's gaze at me was full of hostility. I vividly remembered this man, Mr. Chen. That year, he found every way to extract my information. He invited the press for interviews, claiming he wanted to praise me for my kindness, but in reality, it was to move many people to donate money for his daughter's treatment. Thinking of his schemes, I immediately became vigilant. This matter was definitely not over. I immediately went to my close friend Kevin's law office and asked him to investigate if there was any relationship between Daniel and Ashley. I don't believe in coincidences. I only believe that behind careless words often lies a plan. There was definitely something between these two, not as simple as it seemed. Years ago, I saved Ashley and maintained contact for a while, so Daniel also knew her. But after seeing her reckless lifestyle, I gradually cut off contact. Daniel had also told me to ignore her, no matter if she lived or died, so I had never suspected anything between them. But now, thinking back, perhaps they had never truly cut off contact all these years. Women have very sharp intuition. My close friend, Kevin, after investigating, explicitly stated that not only did the two not cut contact, but they even secretly met frequently. Especially when I saw photos of them entering and leaving a hotel together, I was so furious my whole body trembled. These two animals dared to have an affair behind my back. Kevin scoffed. It seems your live-in husband isn't so great after all. I glared at him. Shut up. Give me the evidence, I'm going straight home. Daniel was already home. I recounted the story of meeting Ashley and her father in the residential area today. Finally, I stared at him and asked, now they're even demanding I pay for chemotherapy. Do you think I should pay? Daniel's eyes lit up. This amount isn't too big for us. After all, we donate to charity every year. Let's just help her one more time. I stared at him. You really are worried about her. Daniel, being clever, immediately changed his attitude upon hearing this. It's only because you once saved her. If it weren't for that, who would care if someone like her lived or died? Darling, I know you're a kind person, and you surely can't bear to abandon her. I looked at him and said coldly, but this time, I truly don't want to care about her life or death anymore. If I'm not rid of someone like that, I'm afraid they won't stop until I'm dead. You don't want to be entangled with such people, do you? Daniel's expression shifted slightly, but he quickly forced a smile, agreeing with me, not daring to refute, and then put on the facade of a model husband going to cook dinner. Looking at him, I only felt a chill deep in my heart. For many years, our relationship had been loving. He was always considerate, gentle, and catered to my emotions. I once thought I had found a good man. If it weren't for the Ashley incident making him misspeak, coupled with my naturally suspicious and cautious nature, I probably wouldn't have discovered he was having an affair behind my back and with the very person I had saved. Thinking of this, I shivered with fear. At night, I watched the light emanating from the bathroom and glanced at the iPad screen. It was the iPad I bought for Daniel. He was currently messaging a client named Mr. Chen on WeChat. The content of the conversation was precisely the words I had spoken to him the previous evening, and it was no surprise that the person was Ashley. The Mr. Chen, client sent a message. We can't let him get away. He's making me undergo chemotherapy. He has to pay this money. Daniel, don't worry, I'll make him pay. Clearly, this Mr. Chen, client was Ashley. Daniel replied, good girl, even if she doesn't agree, I'll find a way to make her save you. I still want to live good days with you after all. Ashley replied, perhaps I have a way. Daniel asked, what way? Ashley, you'll know soon enough. Seeing this, I frowned. I was also curious what Ashley was planning. When I heard the toilet flush, I immediately turned off the iPad and closed my eyes, pretending to be fast asleep. Very quickly, I found out Ashley's plan. The next morning at work, I noticed many colleagues looking at me strangely. I was surprised, not understanding what was happening. Fortunately, my very understanding assistant quickly sent me a video. And then I learned that Ashley and her father had posted a video online together. In the video, her father, Mr. Chen, looked like a father who would stop at nothing to save his daughter. He pleaded with everyone to save his daughter. I only have one daughter, Ashley. My wife passed away early. We two have relied on each other for many years. I don't want to lose this only daughter. In the video, Ashley looked on the verge of death, speaking through tears, Dad, what should I do? I don't want to die. I really don't want to die. The scene couldn't help but evoke pity from viewers. At the end of the video, Mr. Chen raised his phone, recording himself and his daughter lying in a hospital bed, his voice filled with sorrow. Actually, I didn't want to hide it from everyone. Previously, there was a Miss Emily whose marrow matched my daughter. I thought my child still had hope of living, but unexpectedly, at the last minute, she canceled the donation. She refused to donate marrow anymore. He then turned to address me. Miss Emily, my daughter has started the preparation process. Her body is currently very weak. Your cancellation of the donation means my daughter no longer has stem cells to transplant, always in a state of severe immunosuppression, and can even get infections. Do you know? Your cancellation of the donation now is no different than killing my daughter. Finally, he choked up. I truly don't want to use morality to force you to save my daughter, but your cancellation of the donation has put my daughter in critical condition. I have no other choice. Please, please save my daughter. The video immediately went viral online. In just one day, likes exceeded 1 million. Followers increased by over 100,000. Netizens began to attack me en masse. Oh my God, how disgusting. Using bone marrow donation to polish her name, then canceling at the last minute, it's no different than murder. What kind of person is so cruel? Giving people hope and then driving them to despair. How shameless. After watching the video, I was so furious I trembled and immediately posted a response online. First, I did not cancel the donation. I withdrew from the bone marrow bank 3 years ago, right when I started my family planning. I never agreed to donate this time. Second, 5 years ago, I saved this patient once. After recovering, she did not take care of her health. Instead, she engaged in dangerous sports and partied all night long. Now that her illness has relapsed, I am very sorry. But currently, I am pregnant. This child took me 3 years of IVF to conceive. I endured great pain to sustain this pregnancy. Now, I truly cannot donate bone marrow. I also made it clear that after giving birth, if my health allows, I am still willing to donate bone marrow. I never expected them to openly defame me online like this. I deeply regret it and have decided not to donate anymore. I didn't expect that immediately after, Ashley and her father would post a response video. First, Ashley bowed her head in apology. I'm sorry, Emily. It's because my father was too worried about my illness that he said the wrong things online. I apologize on his behalf. But immediately after, there was a gentle tone of reproach. You said that after I recovered, I shouldn't live like a normal person. But I'm also just a girl in my early 20s, I just want to live like everyone else. I didn't know the illness would relapse a year later. Next was an apology video from her father, Mr. Chen. He also bowed his head. I'm sorry, Miss Emily. You saved my daughter years ago, and I am very grateful. I was just too anxious for my daughter and misspoke. Moreover, thanks to your cooperation back then, your company also gained a good reputation. 5 years later, can you really watch her die and not save her? The last sentence made all my former supporters disappear. Everyone continued to attack me, accusing me of using bone marrow donation to boost my reputation and then backing out, calling it a business tactic. What's her company's name? I have to go give it a 1-star review. Someone said, I heard her name is Emily Chen, she's in the fashion industry and even has an official store. Let's go give bad reviews. I don't know who found my real name and company, causing many netizens to flock to my company's official store to leave 1-star reviews, demand refunds, and even curse in the company's live stream room. Of course, some clear-headed netizens also said, even if it was to make her company famous, she actually donated bone marrow. Why say she created a false reputation? That's right, it's a clear fact that she once donated bone marrow, so why turn around and criticize her? I think this father and daughter duo are the scary ones. It's like they're forcing someone to abort their child to donate marrow. That's right, she withdrew from the bone marrow bank early on, yet they still pursued her relentlessly, even exploiting the public's hatred of canceled donations to attack others online. Oh my God, it's too terrifying. If things continue like this, who will dare to do good deeds in the future? Seeing these comments, my mood improved a little. But still, the clear-headed ones were a minority. Most netizens were still led by Ashley and her father, continuing to curse and attack me. Especially as their follower count kept increasing, I couldn't help but recall how last year, they also used the pitiful tactic of illness to trick many people into donating money. Thinking of that, I immediately sobered up. The current situation was too similar to last year. This father and daughter were clearly repeating their old tricks, wanting to profit from the virality of social media. After calming down, this time I didn't rush to respond, because back-and-forth arguments would only confuse netizens further. Moreover, attention was growing. Just as I predicted, even my previous response was scrutinized, and their fan base grew by tens of thousands in just a few days. Many people even transferred donations to them. Seeing this, my eyes turned cold. I was not in a hurry to retaliate, because when heaven wants to destroy someone, it first makes them go mad with arrogance. I wanted to see if this father and daughter could bear the consequences, but in front of Daniel, I still pretended to be trembling with anger. He comforted me and then tentatively probed, "Now that things have developed this way, what are you planning to do?" I looked at him and asked back, "So, what do you think should be done?" Daniel immediately replied, "Why don't you donate bone marrow?" After hearing this, a sharp pang pierced my heart. I stared at him. "So that means you don't want this child anymore?" He coaxed me. "Honey, we can still have children later." I looked at him and then averted my gaze. "Let me think about it." Daniel thought he had convinced me. A flicker of joy flashed in his eyes. I pretended not to see it. After hearing me say that, he made an excuse and left the house. Watching his retreating back, I slumped onto the sofa. Even at this point, he still wanted to force me to donate marrow. What exactly did he want? My phone chimed with a message from the person Kevin sent to follow him. A video was sent. In the video, Daniel and Ashley entered a hotel together. It seemed they thought that as long as they deceived me, it would be over. Ashley, no longer looking frail, wrapped her arms around his neck and said, "Daniel, once that old woman aborts her child and donates marrow to me, will you divorce her and marry me?" Daniel appeased her. "Of course, as long as I get her assets, it's done." In the video, his eyes were predatory and cold. Then, without any restraint, he pushed Ashley onto the bed, unleashing his lust as if she were something cheap. That scene made my whole body tremble. My intuition had been right all along. This animal, he wanted to kill me. He intended to use Ashley to kill me. Kevin, of course, saw it too. On the phone, his voice was just like when we were kids. "Look at yourself, what's wrong with your eyes? How did you find such a scoundrel?" I said coldly. "Then let's see if he has the guts." Kevin understood, fell silent, then chuckled and asked, "Do you need any help?" I said coolly, "No need," and decisively hung up, returning to the company. Then I told my new assistant to prepare documents and use the company's official account to publicly post the entire truth, including my previous responses. Ashley's affair with Daniel, photos of Ashley's indulgent lifestyle over the past 5 years, the injections I had to endure to sustain my pregnancy, information about the successful bone marrow transplant between Ashley and me, and my marriage certificate and divorce papers with Daniel. After the video was posted, there was no need to pay for advertising. The truth immediately exploded across the entire internet. This person who once had a serious illness lived even more lavishly than a normal person. She lived like this and still wants to live. She must be incredibly thick-skinned. Someone saved her, and she goes and seduces their husband. This is truly the first time I've seen such a shameless person. To think I once foolishly donated money to this wretched person. Now I'm furious beyond words. I want all my donated money back. As soon as the truth was exposed, the entire social media erupted. Compassion turned into extreme outrage. In a short time, everyone swarmed Ashley's social media accounts. The curses were extremely vicious and ugly. Many people even reported her account, causing it to be locked. The donated money in it could not be withdrawn either. Meanwhile, my company's sales soared, reaching the top of the entire platform. I had always known that the internet was a double-edged sword, so I had never dared to use it carelessly. But being pushed to this point, I had no other choice. Fortunately, everything unfolded exactly as I predicted. As I was reviewing sales figures, my assistant reported that Ashley and her father were kneeling outside the company building, asking to see me. I raised an eyebrow and went downstairs to see. Ashley knelt before me, crying and begging for forgiveness. "Emily, I'm so sorry, it's all my fault. Please forgive me, save me." Her father, Mr. Chen, also knelt down, pleading, "Miss Emily, please, I only have one daughter, please save her life." I saw someone nearby holding up a phone, recording, and I sneered. "Even at this point, you still want to scheme against me?" I looked at Mr. Chen and asked, "Do you really want to save your daughter?" Mr. Chen immediately nodded. "Of course," I gave a cold laugh. "If you really wanted to save your daughter, then 5 years ago, when you were confirmed to be a match for a bone marrow transplant, why didn't you tell her?" Mr. Chen was stunned. Ashley was incredibly shocked. "What? Dad, you were a match for me. How can that be? You said you weren't a match." I immediately pulled out the successful transplant report from 5 years ago and showed it to her. Actually, I had this document before posting my response. Kevin, my best friend, had investigated it. I specifically asked if Ashley knew about this. Upon learning that she was completely unaware, I felt at ease holding onto it to expose at the right moment. 5 years ago, her father was the match to donate marrow, but he deliberately concealed it and refused to donate to save his daughter. Because I was also a match, they sought me out as a substitute. This time, I wanted her to know the truth clearly. When she saw the report, Ashley turned to her father, screaming in pain, "That year, I helped you deceive so many kind people, and now I'm cooperating with you to act, but you were clearly a match. Yet you still wouldn't save me. Are you even worthy of being my father?" Before his daughter's accusations, Mr. Chen was so furious and ashamed that he swung his hand and slapped her hard across the face. "I'm your father. How dare you question your father?" Ashley was slapped and fell to the ground, spitting blood and fainting. I immediately called for an ambulance, taking her to the hospital, not wanting the incident to happen at my company. After everything was handled, I returned to the office and found Daniel once again kneeling before me. Honey, I know I was wrong. Please forgive me this time, okay?" Looking at the man kneeling like a dog, I swung my hand and slapped him hard across the face, looking at him coldly and asking the question in my heart. "Daniel, are you trying to sicken me, or are you trying to use her to kill me?" His expression immediately changed, and he stammered a denial. "No, darling, I truly love you. How could I ever think of killing you? I was just seduced by her. Darling, please believe me." I looked at him, sneering, saying nothing, just letting him continue to kneel and beg. I neither said I forgave him nor that I didn't. Until the police came and took him away, I had given them all the chat messages between him and Ashley. The evidence showing his intention to conspire to murder his wife was very clear. I filed for divorce and successfully divorced him. Daniel gritted his teeth and sneered. "So what if we're divorced? Can you bear to abandon the child you worked so hard and exhaustively to conceive? Anyway, I'm the father of this child, and everything that belongs to it is also mine." I scoffed after hearing him. "It's true that I can't bear to abandon this child, but there's one thing I forgot to tell you. When we did IVF, the doctor said your sperm quality was too poor. That's also why we haven't had children all these years. At that time, I didn't want to make you sad, and I certainly didn't want to continue suffering. So I chose high-quality sperm from someone else for the fertilization. Simply put, this child is not yours." Daniel's eyes widened in disbelief. "What did you say? You slut, you're pregnant with a child that isn't mine, I'll kill you." Before he could finish his sentence, he was escorted away by the court police. A week later, I received a call from the hospital. It was Ashley calling, her voice weak. "The bone marrow bank has found a new donor. I don't need you to save me anymore. I just want to see you one last time." I thought for a moment and then went. Her father had taken all the donated money and fled, and she looked incredibly pathetic. Ashley said, "I thought Dad really couldn't save me. I'm sorry, Emily, I just wanted to live too much. I never expected the illness to relapse." I remained silent. Pitiful people always have something to be angry about, but I didn't expect her to ask me about Daniel's whereabouts. Knowing he had been jailed by me, her eyes widened in shock. "How could you be so cruel?" I looked at her, sarcastic. "Do you still love him? Or do you think he truly loved you? His arrest proves that he only wanted to use you to kill me. How could a calculating man like him genuinely love someone with an unhealthy body like you? You're too naive." Ashley's face turned pale. "No, that's impossible," I sneered. "Impossible? Then why did he always entice you to pressure me to abort my child and donate marrow? Now it's been investigated. He planned to take advantage of me donating marrow to you to kill me and seize my assets. Otherwise, why would he be arrested?" Ashley coughed violently, her face deathly pale, which made me somewhat worried. I immediately called for a doctor. They said her condition was very dangerous and required quick action. Fortunately, there was a donor, so they could save her for now, but her father had disappeared, and no one was paying the hospital bills. I looked at her lying in the operating room and instructed my assistant to transfer money from the charity fund to pay the bills, for no other reason than to clear my conscience. But sadly, even though the surgery was successful, Ashley didn't survive for more than a year. The doctor said her body was too severely damaged. Living this long was a miracle. Before she passed away, she left a video message. She said she lived recklessly over the past year because she wanted to live like a normal girl. She knew everything I did was for her own good, and she knew she was wrong to be reckless, but she didn't regret the past year. "To live like a normal person for 5 years, I am content." Finally, she said she would return all the donated money to everyone and also report her father to the police. 6 months later, the police found Mr. Chen, but the money had been spent entirely. When he was informed of his daughter's death, he showed no grief, only a slight regret. But that regret wasn't for his daughter's death, but for losing his money-making tool. I just glanced at him and then returned to my child. The pitiful are not necessarily innocent. This ending is retribution. No one else is to blame.